थाने एक ऐसा लोकेशन जहां आपको बेहतरीन घर मिलते हैं, लेकिन कभी सोचा है थाने में आपको बेस्ट वर्क प्लेस भी मिल सकती है? इफ़ यू आर अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट और एन आर्किटेक्ट, यू आर लुकिंग फॉर अ स्मॉल ऑफिस, अ बुटीक ऑफिस टू स्टार्ट ऑफ ऑन योर ओन, or you are a medium sized conglomeration looking at centralizing your offices from all over the MMR into a central point. थाने आपको ऑफिस स्पेसेस इस तरह की देता है across a wide variety of sizes, floor plates which will work to your advantage. Thane Wagle estate is probably the next CBD of the MMR, जहाँ पे आपको ऑफिस स्पेसेस में इतने ऑप्शंस मिलेंगे कि आपका बिजनेस फ्रॉम अ सिंगल एंटरप्रेन्योर टू अ लार्ज साइज कॉन्ग्लोमरेशन, समथिंग टू सूट एवरी बिजनेस रिक्वायरमेंट। इस पॉइंट पे बात करने के लिए आज हमारे साथ है हिरेन छेड़ा, हु इज MD एट द एकत्व ग्रुप, वन ऑफ द लीडिंग गाइज हु स्टार्टेड ऑफ कमर्शियलाइजेशन ऑफ थानेज रियल एस्टेट। हिरेन जी, वेलकम टू द शो।
थैंक यू वेरी मच कमलेश भाई, थैंक यू।
और हमारे साथ आज है प्रशांत पुरी, हु विल गिव अस अ रियल एस्टेट कंसल्टेंट पर्सपेक्टिव, क्योंकि ये बनाते हैं और वो बेचते हैं। आप खरीदते हैं, आप वहाँ पर बिजनेस करते हैं, आपके लाइफ को आगे ले जाते हुए ग्रो करते हैं। तो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद दिस बेसिक थिंग। हिरेन जी, व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट वागले एस्टेट एंड यू टॉक अबाउट ऑफिसेस, व्हाट्स स्पेशल अबाउट इट?
सी सो कुछ साल पहले जब महाराष्ट्र MIDC, who is the landowner of this entire area, उन्होंने जब भी इसको IT जोन डिक्लेयर किया वागले एस्टेट को, तो व्हाट दे वर थिंकिंग कि यहाँ पर वहाँ पर बहुत सारी पुरानी सिक इंडस्ट्रीज और यहाँ पर लेबर का कॉस्ट इज सो हाई, इट इज नॉट सस्टेनेबल, बट एंड देयर लॉट ऑफ पीपल हैड लॉस्ट देयर जॉब्स। दे रियलाइज कि ये जो प्राइम रियल एस्टेट है उसका मे बी बेटर यूसेज, जनरेशन ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट और बहुत कुछ हो सकता है। सो दैट इज व्हाई दे डिक्लेयर ये पूरा इसको एक IT जोन करके उन्होंने डिक्लेयर किया। दिस हैज हैपेंड अराउंड 15-17 years back and Wagle Estate has not looked back. It is in terms of location, or it is just right strategically placed कि यहाँ पर एक, as you correctly said, एक CBD of entire MMR. It was one of the oldest, it is the oldest MIDC, and at one time it was the largest industrial zone of entire Asia. So ये जो 200-250 odd acres का लैंड है जो पूरा MIDC वागले एस्टेट का, उसको एक कमर्शियल यूसेज के लिए एक्सप्लॉइट करने का फॉर IT enabled services companies and businesses वो हुआ, एंड टुडे हम लोग वैसे ही एक खूबसूरत बिल्डिंग और माहौल में बैठे हुए हैं।
प्रशांत जी, when हिरेन जी says खूबसूरत बिल्डिंग, from perspective of external facade,
Yes.
what is it that sets apart a Wagle Estate commercial offering from anywhere else in the MMR?
The सबसे important, the best thing which happened was Wagle Estate to Thane. Predominantly older buildings in Thana's commercial real estate was in near station, near Ramarthur and Wagle. The biggest problem was coming कि there were many pillars, the provisions of toilet could not be done because there were commercial buildings and above that there were residential. There was a mixed use development. Here it was a pure vacant canvas for every developer to create seamless premises and give a glass facade to create when he says beautiful environment, the idea is it is beautiful inside because you have seamless office premises and decorated by glass facade, and which gives you great efficiency. The entire commercial is dependent on what efficiency the developer is providing.
तो हिरेन जी, when प्रशांत जी talks about efficiency, तो आपने जो पहला प्रोजेक्ट यहाँ पर लॉन्च किया था इन वागले एस्टेट from the commercial perspective, I'm sure it was efficient from that one till where you are today.
So हमारा जो फर्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट था, we started around I think 12-14 years back. That time larger floor plates का concept और चल रहा था. So we were also learning tricks of the trade. The best design possible in terms of best taste, best amenities जो possible थी, हमको लगता था जो जरूरी है वो हमने किया. लेकिन मे बी इट वॉज नॉट द मोस्ट एफिशिएंट ऑप्शन जो कर सकते थे. वी ऑल लर्न बाय, मतलब काम करते करते जैसे हम सब सीखते हैं, तो हम भी सीख रहे थे. हमने भी कुछ छोटी मोटी गलतियां की वो बिल्डिंग में, बट after that first building, then the second, then the third, today we are doing super efficient in terms of energy, in terms of space utilization, in terms of amenities. वो सारी तरह से one of the most efficient buildings we are designing today.
Prashant, is it right to compare Thane's Wagle estate with what you would see in a foreign country in terms of sheer design, architecture, and utilization of space?
I believe entire India has taken a concept of giving glass facade to commercial real estate. But then he is also developing a green building in Wagle estate here.
A commercial
green building in there. When you make a commercial green building, you do use less of glass, more of brickwork. That's how the green specs are. So that increases efficiency, and that is going to be the trend going forward. I think he is also, as a developer, he has also upscaled himself from what he did 14 years back and what is he doing now. So I think more or less this will remain the trend.
But Hirenji, from the perspective where a commercial building is supposed to be about glam and glitz, right, okay, right, glass facades and chrome, that largely is right. Now, when you come up with a project like a green building in commercial, what is the basic difference here?
So I'll just correct Prashant a little bit. So green building is possible in glass facade also, but the specs of the glass change. It is not a single glass. It has to be double glazed, double DGU, so which will cut the heat also and also the sound. So there is something known as a triple glass now. There are sun reflective, lot of different kinds of glasses which will cut the heat from the outer environment and inside, which are processed also in a greener way. So that is one option, but we are experimenting. We are doing a very landmark project in Wagle Estate currently, which will be, I think, Wagle Estate's first green building, which Prashant was just talking about. It's called the Olive. It is being designed by Sanjay Puri, who is amongst the top 5 architects of India today, amongst top 100 in the world. So he's doing his first commercial project in Thane. I think the first commercial project after many years maybe. So that our brief to him was simple. We have to do something which is green and which will stand out in the entire Wagle estate and Thane commercial scene. So it's the tallest commercial building of Thane, and also the best green practices in the world we are trying to utilize in that building. So that is going to be different.
So an office space which doesn't in any way damage the environment.
Yeah, office space as well as the building while constructing, while being operated. So बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजों का we have taken care of. We are doing sensor lighting, we are doing solar energy, we are doing walking track for the staff of the entire building, green spaces for directors, lot of other initiatives, EV car parking, and lot of other things also we are doing there. We have kept surprise for people to explore and come visit us, and we'll share more details about it.
I like your thought point about surprises. But let's get to the basic. If you look at Thane from a commercial real estate perspective, yeah, what is the USP of Thane across the entire MMR?
See, Thane, the way it is growing for residential development and all. So I think Thane is supplying one of the biggest workforce to the entire commercial businesses which are operating from Bombay. So you will see, if you stand on the Eastern Express Highway in the morning, you will see like literally thousands of cars, Kamlesh bhai, which are traveling every day to Mumbai for work. So what we are thinking, that just a fraction of those people, if they decide and convince their bosses or their companies, because a lot of them are CXO level people who are working in Thane, all the educated people. If they convince their head office is somewhere in Europe, in US, or their bosses, ki boss, we are staying here because this is a great city to live in. more than half of the workforce is coming from around this area. Why are we having our offices in Mumbai? The traffic, the pollution, the congestion, all of that is there. So here maybe it makes economic sense because it's definitely cheaper than Mumbai, and they are better buildings, better facilities, and we save time. So it's like a best bouquet of things possible. So that we have got clients like that who are convinced there, and we have given to a lot of corporates. Their regional head offices are in our buildings. Yeah, so that is that big change we are seeing, and that's just a no-brainer. Just we need just fraction of those people, and Thane is going to go places.
But from the perspective of a corporate centralizing its offices into Thane,
Right.
to the perspective of an individual investor in real estate,
Right.
who would look at investing in one of the smaller sized offices in your projects, you seem to be one developer who focuses on ROI for the one investing in the project. Could you tell us something more about that?
Good question. Actually, I think you would have seen our recent multi-bagger campaign, maybe.
So before you go on, you better tell the audience that multi-bagger is now known as
Orbit Business Hub. So there was this small marketing campaign which we did, a multi-bagger, and we got, it was like a super hit campaign just a couple of months back, and we just unveiled the actual name of the project. It's called Orbit Business Hub. So the concept, what we have done in this area, what we have seen over the last 10 years, the return on investment in commercial real estate has surpassed investment across all the real estate classes, the residential, warehousing, or retail, or whatever. The ROI which people have received, including the rental and all, for the last 5 years, CAGR, I can say we have helped people realize more than 25% returns in commercial office spaces across last 6-7 years. So this campaign was designed around that when you're talking about investment, you always talk about ROI, what return on investment am I getting? And our past short history and our current understanding is like this: at this pricing, the offices which we are giving as an investment, you are going to get around 8 to 10% rental yield, like immediately in 2-3 years time when you get the possession. And you add that 8-10% with the basic inflation and the premium which you get after the building is ready, the appreciation which you will get. So overall around 20 to 25% is a very realistic I think target, and which we have been able to achieve. And I'm seeing that for the next 10 to 15 years, it doesn't look under threat. Yeah.
more than 10-15 years.
Yeah, minimum for that. Yeah.
So, he is also creating millionaires for Thane.
So those billionaires will need more office spaces.
Exactly. So what we is in very interesting mix. Earlier we always used to think about corporates and big guys. So first time this here we are seeing all the top professionals who are operating from small residential buildings, which Prashant was talking about in Thane city and all. We made them realize, like, you do not have space for two-wheeler parking for your staff, for car parking for visitor, for yourself. Please come here. You have a lot of open spaces, and we have enough infrastructure to take care of visitors, security, power backup, and all those problems which you will face in a standalone small residential building, that all answered here. And gradually we got traction from chartered accountants, from architects, professional, startups, small businesses, everyone. Now today I can proudly say that if anyone is looking to start business or move, they have to, or they should visit Wagle estate at least once to get everything, and I'm sure that 90% of them will get convinced just by coming to this area and seeing the broad road, the infrastructure which most of the developers like us are doing. Like, okay, this is the right place, and this is the environment which I need myself and also for my team to work in.
Prashant, from the perspective that Hirenji brought about, that earlier Thane ka commercial hub was close to the station.
Correct.
So Ram Maruti Road, Gokle Road. वहाँ से to convince businesses to come to Wagle estate, how difficult is it from your perspective as a real estate consultant?
I think initially there was a difficulty level because all these people, all these organizations were small medium enterprises and CAs and practitioners, consultants,
professionals.
But the sooner they realized that the India itself is a growth story and the staff is not coming because I don't have a car park. I am not able to come to the office because there is no car parking zone there. More than that, I cannot have my visitors call here. See, the issue with CA is that CA sits in his office and client comes to his office. And CA's clients are all big people. So when this problem started happening, sooner or later they realized it is better to go for let's go to an ecosystem rather than go to buy an office space. So Wagle Estate is a total ecosystem today and it's budding in a very, very, very good way. Well, Hiren, Chheda ji, we should be thankful to you. Thane should be thankful to him. He brought the first rooftop restaurant to Thane. And now every second building in Wagle Estate has a rooftop restaurant. So that has also given a good lifestyle support to. That's why I'm saying Wagle Estate is a total ecosystem today.
Hirenji, when he says ecosystem and he mentions the rooftop restaurants, it's a lifestyle concept, right? So you work through the daytime and the evening you have restaurants, clubs. So how has this mix come together so beautifully to make Wagle Estate the location, not just in Thane but in the entire MMR?
So very interesting. Some of our restaurants in most of our buildings are some of the top restaurants in not just in Thane city but in entire area. We have a lot of my friends coming from Chembur, from Ghatkopar, from New Bombay to visit the restaurants in Thane, the rooftop restaurant, for the experience, for the food, for the entire package. So like a good CBD should have. So Wagle Estate has a mix of roadside eateries, food trucks, veg basic dining courses, fine dine, rooftop restaurants, bars, lounges, everything, and it is increasing. So we have one good restaurant opening at least every month currently. So this is going to go like a good business. So people will work throughout the day. In the evening they will hang out, they will chill, they will party, and also a lot of family people coming in from nearby area to visit these restaurants. So this all in all is a perfect ecosystem like a good CBD should have, what we have.
Okay, good CBD should have. And when you talk of ecosystem, let's also talk about real estate marketing and CREDAI MCHI's property show. Probably the best platform to explore Thane and the various options it gives. I believe you have a stall in the expo. So can you share some information about the projects you'll be putting up there and what would be the USP?
So maybe our project, our stall, Ekatva group stall would be one of the rare or maybe the only stall which will be focused towards only or mostly towards commercial projects, because that's one part of real estate which we understand the best, I think, and we are known for that. So we are showcasing our marquee project which I just mentioned, which architect Sanjay Puri is designing, which is called the Olive. We are showcasing that there. Then another multi-bagger, the investor friendly project which I talked about, it is called Orbit Business Hub. We are showing it there. We are also showing our boutique small offices, which for the first time, which is very unique, which most of the offices here are done bare shell. So in Onyx we are doing small offices which are going to be fully warm shell furnished with flooring, with washroom and all the works which most of the buildings are not given. So we are launching that. And there is going to be one very beautiful new project which we are launching in the expo, which is called Miraya Business Hub, which is at Majiwada Junction, great location, which is going to be a freehold, commercial approved, art deco style building, very unique. The elevation we are going to be launching at MCHI.
So I think what you seem to specialize in is not just good construction, but also beautiful construction. So how does this mix come about? You either have something looking good or being good. You are managing both.
So the company's philosophy is very simple. Ekatva believes, our baseline says it in few words. It's called every inch genuine. So when we say this, inch is the smallest measurement tool in real estate. People will talk about acres and hectares and meters and square feet. So inch is the smallest. So what it signifies that up to the smallest bit we are genuine when it comes to our relation with all the stakeholders, customers, landowners, our architects, our contractors, our everyone, even our team, my staff. So we believe that it is very important to take care of all these stakeholders. And the business side, what we have decided is everyone is doing generic stuff, and some of the best buildings, I love to travel a lot and visiting the best buildings in wherever I travel. What is then design is one very important part of our existence. Like we all like to wear good clothes, then why we compromising on the design of the building which we're going to hold for a unit of apartment or office which are going to own for 20, 30, 40 years? Why we are living in a mediocre looking which looks old after sometimes that kind of a building? So we had consciously, Ekatva has decided going forward, even now we are going to be focusing a lot on great design, authentic new stuff. So that's why we are trying the experienced architects, some new architects also who will do cutting edge design and work and give Thane something very, very unique which Thane city will be proud of.
Something which Thane city will be proud of, and for people who set up offices there, probably something to be thankful that a good developer gave a good product, yes, which lasts for years.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is the idea.
Prashant, from your perspective, when it comes to corporate, having maybe 4 or 5 offices in different locations across Mumbai suburbs and the MMR, how difficult or how easy it is to convince them to centralize everything into a single office in Thane?
To answer your question, Kamlesh bhai, now the earlier this was a management decision, but you would be surprised now it is an HR decision. So HR decides how the location will be based on where the employee is staying. This is the main reason why Thane has seen so much of influx of corporates coming. Wagle Estate is one location where I would say every conglomerate has a presence here. But overall in Thane, the biggest achievement was TCS shifting to Thane with its 4 million square feet of real estate, centralized. So now that reason for that was the employees here. So if employee I'm taking clue from what Hiren bhai said, if you have to travel every day in traffic, that increases the carbon footprint also. Mm-hmm. So because he's making a green building, so it gels with, and olive is a green color, okay, so it gels with the entire ethos of the thought process.
Okay.
So when you cut that, you are also committing, you are also cutting the travel time, you are cutting the green footprint, carbon footprint issues. You are also, the roads will be always available for travel. This is all things have been, most decisions by corporate are now being taken on HR policies, how much they travel. And with coming of metro to Thane in some time, I think all these decisions will become more easier. So the growth of Wagle Estate as a commercial hub has also to be attributed to the growth of great residential hub. Because इतने employee इधर रहते हैं, अब उनके लिए solution तो चाहिए. अब nobody say, just imagine the entire Gorbanda road traveling to Nariman Point BKC every day. So that will jam things. That is not happening. That means Wagle Estate is absorbing that, and Thane is absorbing that.
So this classic balancing act, you have people working in other locations, so create workspaces here. Create good workspaces here so that people from other places shift to the city. Yes. How do you work this out?
So this is very interesting point, Kamlesh bhai. So earlier classical case, most of the people from Thane had to travel to Bombay for work. Now today, I've done my postgrad, so 4 of my friends who live in Chembur, Andheri and Dadar, they are traveling every day to Thane for work. One of them is working with TCS, one of them is working with a very special consulting firm in Thane, and it's reverse changing because great office spaces are being constructed here. And as Prashant just mentioned, that we are talking about very good residential development. So you need good commercial development and vice versa. For good commercial development, you need good residential also. So they both, these main sectors of real estate, the residential and commercial, they are going hand in hand to create a beautiful environment and right mix, and it is giving us enough reason to reason to think for people living in Mumbai, in staying scattered across the city, MMR, or maybe outside. This is the place which has the right mix of everything. It has mountains, it has great connectivity, it has great residential, and it has great commercial. So it's a no-brainer. Let's try. Let's go there.
But to go on a slightly different track, you mentioned mountains, you mentioned water bodies, you mentioned green spaces. Isn't that good Vastu?
Yeah. So this is just a coincidence, as our deputy CM, we just recently as association, we met him, and what he was saying exactly about the same thing, that great Vastu and all of that, and the connectivity now which they're getting. Now they're getting intra Thane city metro. So there is a Kasaragod to Wadala metro, and there is the biggest game changer which Modi ji recently inaugurated. I think some 10 to 12,000 crores center has approved for that project. Once that comes up to fed to the few million people who are going to, a few lakh people who are going to move to Thane or who are going to upgrade in the Thane city, this is going to be the most important reason for you to think, to move, not to any other place, but in this very cute city.
So Prashant, isn't this a parallel with what we have seen in Gurgaon?
Absolutely. Gurgaon.
You have the main metro, and then you have a within the city metro.
Yes. And this is absolutely parallel. So it's the right time to buy today, because you know what Gurgaon prices are now.
So that was going to be my next question to you. That are we looking at a scenario where Thane will be the most expensive?
I am not saying Thane will be the most expensive, but I am saying Thane would become expensive soon.
So you might as well take a decision now.
Now.
The right time to buy is now.
Yes.
Okay. And on a closing note, there is this saying that MCHI hai to bharosa hai. As a real estate body, it gives that level of confidence to a home buyer. When it comes to your side of the business, which is commercial spaces, how well does this MCHI platform help a potential buyer to be sure that what your offerings will be the best in the market?
The MCHI platform, you mean how will that help?
The confidence level that it adds to.
See, someone who's participating in an MCHI exhibition definitely has some pedigree in the market. Only the MCHI will give entry only to those, or only they can afford to be in MCHI, vice versa. And on that platform where like thousands of visitors are coming, media is coming, lot of good consultants are coming, bureaucrats are coming. So you have to be very genuine to be there, to be able to participate, to be able to showcase the stuff which you are doing. So MCHI is a great platform for someone with mine is otherwise an old business, but we have branded Ekatva recently. So for someone like this is a great platform to showcase our offerings, our projects. People always keep telling, oh, this project you guys had done, but you've never marketed. So MCHI is a great platform for someone like us who's just started going out and reaching out to people and telling them that please come to Thane and visit Ekatva, visit the expo and explore and see what is the best suited to your requirements.
What is best suited to your requirements is the perfect way to end a perfect interview. But when it comes to you looking for good commercial space in Thane, the expo is the right place to come, and there you will have the right developer with the right sort of showcasing. See you at the expo. Thank you so much, and thanks to both of you.
Thank you, Kamlesh bhai.